Hey, what's up? I'm Beth and this is Star Makeup. So today we are going to do 3 looks using the ColourPop and RawBeautyKristi palette. So I managed to use all of the shades in this palette, and I think I have used all of the other products that came along with it too. So if you would like to see the 3 looks that I created with this palette and my thoughts about it at the end, then just keep watching. Okay, so look number 1. I want to play with like these 2 colors right here. I don't know, they've been calling me ever since I got the palette. So I just really want to use those 2 colors today. If anything looks weird around my eyes, this is actually the 2nd video that I'm filming today. So I basically just took my eye makeup off and my base is all the same. I tried to save it as much as I could. So that's why it might look a little weird right now. So I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop E25, and I'm going to pick up that like deep reddy purple shade, and I'm going to just start packing this all over my lid. And I am trying out the P. Louise primer today. Primer, eye base, whatever you want to call it. I picked it up when the Morphe and Lisa Frank palette came out. That's actually the look that I did before this. That video should be up already, so I will link that. But I played with it for the first time today, and I really wanted to test it out some more. So when I wiped everything off, I figured I may as well just keep using it. Okay, so I've got that packed all over the lid. I do want this outer corner to come out just a little bit further, and I am taking it up into the crease too. And the brushes that I'm using today are from the Stone Cold brush roll. So I like how that's looking so far. I'm gonna take the E23 and no product on the brush. I'm just going to blend this out a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to wipe this brush off, and then I'm just gonna pick up Old Growth, the shade right above that. And then I'm just going to go around this with that shade. I might have actually picked a little bit too much up, but that'll be okay. Okay, I'm going to switch over to a clean E22. And I'm just going to blend this out around the edges, and that's why I said it would be okay, even though I picked up a little bit too much. And I'm also going to go back into that 2nd brush that we used, the E23. Now going to take the E28. And I'm gonna go back into a Mantia. And I'm gonna put that right against the lower lash line. Neat. And then I'm gonna take the E27 and pick up a little bit of old growth, tap it off pretty good, because that color is actually a lot more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna take that big clean fluffy brush, I'm gonna wipe it off just to make sure that it's still clean, the E22. And I think I'm going to take the Super Shock shadow in the shade Olympic, which looks like that. Oh, and I dropped it. And I'm going to pick some of that up on my finger. And I'm just going to lightly tap that all over my lid. Okay, so since I ended up getting a little bit underneath my eyes, and I don't think, with that being a Super Shock, there's really gonna be any way I can kind of clean it up, I'm gonna pick some of this up on the E26, and I'm just gonna kind of go right along that lower lash line. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of tap very gently. I do have some on there. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have too much on this brush before I try to like spread that out a little bit. Right, I'm gonna pick a little bit more of that shadow up, like really pack that into the inner corner. Okay, real quick, easy eye look. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. Could probably even put a little bit more Super Shock on my lid because I love things being super sparkly. And I really love this Super Shock. This is like my favorite out of the four. I absolutely love this one. Okay, I'm going to recreate this on the other eye, throw on some liner, lashes, and mascara, and when I come back, I want to try out the other lip gloss that I didn't try in my first impression. I'll be right back. Okay, so I used the Woodsy pencil from this collection in my waterline, because it was the only one that was going to work. Obviously, yellow and green would not have worked well with this. I used the L'Oreal Voluminous on my lower lash line, and I have no clue what the lashes are. I've had them for a long time, lost the packaging for them, so I have no idea what they are. Okay, so in my first impression, I tried Wildflower, so I am going to try Glacier this time. The color that I'm wearing on my lips right now is the Milani Amore Matte Satin Matte in the shade Lavish. And I really like those lipsticks, like a lot. Okay, so when I put gloss on top of a lip, I usually just rub the dough foot on one of my fingers. That way I don't have to worry about the dough foot for the gloss getting whatever lipstick color on it and changing the color. So I just dipped into that twice and rubbed it on my finger. Not a fan of the Luxe Gloss formula. It all depends on what lip product you're putting it on top of. But I just find it very sticky, and I don't like that. As for how it looks though, it is beautiful. It put a nice shine on my lips, which they didn't really have before. But I don't know if you can see or not, every time my lips come together, you can see it like pulling apart, and I hate that. The only thing that I have found so far that I don't mind wearing these glosses over top of is the Luxe Velvet from ColourPop. If you put this on top of them, it's gorgeous. I should probably try a lip liner. I've never tried putting this on top of a lip liner before. And one of my Black Friday purchases was the like the small box of lippy pencils from ColourPop. So I will give that a shot as soon as they get here. I'm so excited for my ColourPop stuff to get here. I went like crazy because of the sale that they had. Okay, so yeah, this is look number 1, and I love this. It was quick, it was easy, something that you can do and look super cute, get out the door quick for whatever you're doing. Yeah, I really, really like this look. So let's move on to look number 2. Okay, so look number 2. So I'm thinking that I want to kind of play around with the yellow and the blue. And I want to do like a halo eye, and I'm gonna do like the yellow on the inner portion and the blue on the outer portion. So I'm going to start off with the yellow, and I'm gonna use my Morphe M562, and I'm just gonna pick some of that up, and it's just like a real flimsy kind of floopy brush, as Kristi would say with her weird words. And I'm going to just kind of pack that right in onto, I guess, really, the inner part of my lid. I'm just gonna start out with it like that, and then just keep kind of packing more pigment on until it's as dark as I want it, and then I'm gonna start blending it up. And I was thinking this brush would work well because it would actually get into my insanely deep crease in the inner portion. But I really want to make sure that that pigment is like really there on the lid. And I used the Urban Decay primer potion today. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna take the ColourPop E27. It's like a fluffy pencil brush, and no product. And I just want to try to blend some of this out a little bit. Actually gonna take the E25 from ColourPop, just because that pencil brush was taking too long. Now for the outer corner, I'm going to take the E25, it's just like a nice packing brush. I think I'm gonna do Emerald City instead of the blue. And I'm going to just kind of pack this onto the outer portion of my lid and crease. Okay, my camera shut off on me and I'm not sure where. So I took the E25 and packed that into my outer corner, And now I'm going to take the E22. It's a nice fluffy brush. It's kind of a pointed fluffy brush. And I'm going to start slowly kind of working that out and up. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more pigment down and then go right back into blending this out. And I'm basically just going to keep doing that until I have it as dark as I want it in that outer corner, and I've blended it out as high up as I want it to go. Now the underside here looks a little wonky, so I'm just gonna take this other brush that we had used, the E23, and I'm just gonna kind of go along that line. Now I'm going to pick up Evergreen on my finger, and I'm just going to tap that right in the middle there. And now that the majority of the pigment is off of my finger, I'm just going to fade it the rest of the way up to the brow. I think I'm going to use the Super Shock Like a Moss, if I can get it open. I always have problems getting ColourPop Super Shock boxes open, and I'm ridiculous about saving the packaging, so I have to save the packaging. I don't know, I'm a fucking weirdo, what can I say? So I'm gonna pick a little bit of that up, and I'm going to tap that on top. And I'm just going to go back in with the brushes that I used for both the yellow and the green, and just kind of tap where those colors meet the matte, or meet the shimmer. Okay, so I think the shimmer can go over towards the yellow a little bit, so I'm going to use the E26, that way I can be a little bit more precise with it. And I'm just going to tap over top of that matte and just kind of blend it in just a little farther over. And then I'm gonna pick up some of that Super Shock on this brush. I think for the lower lash line, I'm going to do Fiddlehead, and I'm just gonna pick that up on the E28, and I'm just gonna run that on the outer portion and the inner portion, and then put the Super Shock in the middle. And I know normally you would do like the yellow in the inner portion to mirror the top, but because I'm using a different shade of green, I figured I would just make the entire lower lash line different. And actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do the shimmer in the middle. I'm actually just gonna run this the whole way across. I changed my mind. I want to blend the shade out so that it's not a harsh line. And this is the E27. Okay, so I think for the inner corner, I I've used Olympic in like every other look that I've done. So I'm going to go with Mycelium this time. And let's see. Oh, this brush should work perfectly. I'm going to use the Morphe Jeffree Star little pencil brush, just because it happened to be sitting here in front of me. So I washed it at the same time that I washed these ColourPop brushes. Okay, so I can't believe I haven't used this shade in more looks. It is stunning. I really, really like this Super Shock. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. I'm going to recreate this on the other eye. I'm gonna kind of clean up this outer corner here with some translucent powder. Throw on some liner, lashes, and a lip, and I will be right back to show you the completed look. Okay, so this is the finished look. I used the Marigold eyeliner in my waterline. I used the ColourPop Queenie lashes. I used the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Minuteman on my lips. And then I topped it with the Glacier Luxe Gloss. So yeah, I really like how this one turned out. Let me know what you think down below, and let's move into look number 3. Okay, so look number 3. I was looking at the palette last night, trying to figure out what I was going to do for this look, and I mean, I've played with all of the fun colors that are in it, so I think I'm gonna play with the neutrals and see what I think of them. Just to let you guys know, I am also trying something else out different. I got my Christmas present that I talked about in my Nikki Tutorial Beauty Bay palette first impression. And my Christmas present was an iPad Air 4. I was using like a really shitty old computer to do all of my editing before. So I actually have that set up in front of me because I can't connect my camera to a device. The camera won't allow it. I can do it for photos, but not for video. So I have that in front of me, like with the camera on, and I'm gonna try using that as like my mirror to do my makeup and see how that works. So, I think I'm going to start off with Rainier, I'm not sure how that's actually pronounced. And I'm going to pick that up on the ColourPop E1. And I am basically just going to run that through my crease. Then I'm going to take the E23 and I'm going to pick up a little bit of Puffball, and I'm going to use that to blend this out a little bit. Well, I also just wanted to say in the end of my video last night, like when I came back and showed the complete look, I kind of like dumped out quite quickly and didn't really say a whole lot about anything, because as soon as I turned the camera back on and started talking, it started flashing that the battery was dying, and I was like, oh shit, just make this quick. It's not a big deal, you're just segueing into the next look. So I wasn't like really meaning to just seem shitty or anything. It was just the camera was flashing at me that the battery was low. And you know, I mean, had it been like in the middle of a look, it might have been different. I might have just decided to switch it out, but since it was just basically a segue to the next look, I was like, well, okay, we're just gonna move along quickly. And I'm also playing with the Smashbox primer today. I've had it for a little while, and I think I've used it like once or twice, but I don't think I've used it on camera yet. And I know that like ColourPop shadows are really like the ones that I know how a primer is going to perform with, because ColourPop shadows are just, the formula is always the same and they're always good. So you know if things don't work, that it's the primer and not the shadows. I think I want to go back with this other brush, no additional product, and just make sure that like you can really see this color. But so far this looks really nice. I am gonna pick just a little bit more up, just kind of for this outer corner here. Now I think I'm gonna take a smaller brush. This is the E27, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Let It Rain, because this is another shade that I have not messed with at all. And I'm just gonna put that in the very outer corner, like, of my lid. I am gonna blend it into the crease a little bit and just kind of like blend it out. And I'm gonna build this up kind of slowly, but I wanted to see how this shadow looked, and since I haven't used it yet, I figured now would be the best time. Go back with that previous brush. Okay, that deepened that outer corner up really nicely though. Okay, so I'm gonna take my glitter primer now, of course, and I'm gonna put that on a flat brush. Tonight I'm actually using a Morphe M167, and I'm gonna do the same thing that I normally do and just kind of tap that onto my lid, and then just kind of follow my eye socket. Jean says, it just allows you to get very precise with your cut crease. I don't know that this brush is exactly the best, and I'm still experimenting with like how much glitter glue you need, because I always feel like I use too much, but then I feel like it dries down on me like way too fast. I'm going to pick up West Coast, the gold shade, which I do not typically use gold shades, and I'm going to put that all over the front portion of my lid, and I'm just gonna kind of like wiggle that right into where we did cut creasy stuff. Okay, and then on the other side of that brush, I'm gonna pick up Let It Rain, and I'm going to tap that everywhere else where we put down the glitter primer. And then I'm just going to kind of go back and forth on the two sides of the brush where those shadows with each other and just kind of tap back and forth. Get them to blend together. I'm gonna pick up just a little bit more and just bring this out to the outer corner a little bit more. And then I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush and kind of blend that in to the crease a little bit. I'm actually gonna wipe that brush off and then just pick up a little bit more West Coast. So I'm gonna go back in with the brush that we used, the black. I'm gonna pick up just a tiny bit just to make sure that it blends easily. I think I'm gonna do evergreen in the inner corner. Not a lot, just a little, just to give it some sparkle. And then I think I'm gonna tap a little bit of one of the Super Shocks on top of it. Of course, I want to have a little bit of fun on the lower lash line. So I think I'm going to take the kind of purpley shade, Mantia, I don't know how you pronounce it. And I'm just going to run that. Oh, not lower in my head like I always do. I don't know why I always tend to like hunch down when I'm doing my eye makeup. Okay, so I just ran that underneath my eye. And I'm gonna just use the brush that we used for Puffball. And I'm just gonna kind of wipe it off a little bit and pick up just a little bit of old growth. And just run that along the edge. Just to blend that out a little bit and to get everything to kind of connect to the top. Where did I put this? Here we go. Alright, so, well, let's see. I don't know where the other Super Shocks are. My desk is a mess, so I can't find shit. Oh, here they are. Okay. Because I really didn't want to use this one again. I've used this like every time. I really kind of wanted to use the gold one, but go figure, that's the one that I cannot for the life of me find. Okay, well, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and just use my Celium because it's here and I have it open already. Because I couldn't find the other ones right away. So I'm gonna pick some of this up on the E28. And I'm just gonna kind of put that right on top of that evergreen just to make it, you know, just that much more bright and sparkly. I'm going to change my camera battery, repeat this on the other eye, do liner, lashes, and mascara, and put something on my lip, and I will be right back. Okay, so this is the completed look. I used the Lorella lashes in the style Morocco. I did the woodsy lip liner, and that's it. I just had a little bit of lip oil on before I put that on. And of course I used the L'Oreal Telescopic on my lower lashes. So I've now done 4 looks with this collection. I've already said I'm not really a fan of the lip gloss formula, like the Luxe Gloss formula. The shades are gorgeous. I am going to play around with like layering them on top of different lip products to see if maybe other than the Luxe Velvet, if there's anything else that I like to layer them on top of, but pretty much everything other than that that I've used, I just really don't like it. I've even tried using less product. The colors are gorgeous though. I just don't prefer that formula. I really, really like the Super Shocks. They are wonderful. I love the colors that she chose. They're all just really, really great, like inner corner shades. They're stunning, absolutely wonderful. Liners, awesome. Of course, ColourPop liner formula has always been amazing, but these colors are so unique to their collection that, you know, I mean, you're just not gonna find colors like that anywhere else, and especially not in that good of a formula. I actually still, when I woke up this morning from doing look 2 last night, I still had the yellow liner in my waterline. It's crazy. And of course the palette, it performs beautifully. I would not have expected anything else from ColourPop or from Kristi. Is the color story exactly my favorite thing in the world? No. If I had to choose color story wise between this collaboration and the other one that she did with Pure, I like that one better. I just, the colors on both sides of that palette I prefer to the colors that are in this one. I definitely like the colorful shades better in that one, and I like the shimmer choices better in that one too. I also like the neutrals a little bit better. Formula, this one definitely wins though. And I can't choose between the packaging either, because I absolutely love that one because Kristi drew everything herself, you know, so that's just amazing to me. And this one is just, it's so gorgeous, and it definitely fits her aesthetic so well. So yeah, I do absolutely love this collection. I had to have the whole thing. I will keep the whole thing forever, just because Kristi is the reason that I decided to start my channel, and then my very first videos were on her Pure palette. You know, she did a video saying that, you know, if you want to do this, don't let anything stop you. Don't let your self-confidence have anything to do with it. Just push through that stuff. And obviously, no teeth, because of being an addict for years, huge thing for my self-esteem. I mean, it just destroys it. And sitting here and doing this in front of a camera and then uploading it is really, really difficult to do. But I always keep that in the back of my mind with Kristi saying, just do it. Just do it anyway. That's, you know, you just have to. So yeah, so both of these collections just absolutely mean the world to me. So even though they aren't really my aesthetic so much, I had to have them, and they are great products. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I would really appreciate if you would, you know, give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, ring the notification bell if you do, that way you get notified every time I post a new video. You can hop over to Instagram and follow me over there. I haven't posted a whole lot on Instagram, but I have done a ton of like product shot videos and photos, and of course I've been taking photos of all my looks too. I just have to get myself into a schedule, so I'm trying to just kind of finish out this horrible year that we have all had, and I would really like to, you know, start doing this regularly, start posting on Instagram regularly as soon as the new year comes around. And I would love to have you along for that journey. So thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.